What's going on, though, fam? Back with another video. For today's video, we're going to do a Bitcoin market analysis, as well as for today's base native coin of the day. It's Mr. Miggles. Mr. Miggles is a fellow cat-based native meme coin, just like Toshi is. Mr. Miggles came out a bit after Toshi, but nonetheless, I think when it comes to risk to return and the charts are looking really good for Mr. Miggles, and I think a breakout is probably soon. But nonetheless, none of this is financial advice. This is just my opinion. So please do your research, because I'm just relaying the charts and relaying the news, what I see, and my opinion around that. Without further ado, I'm Dope Oxide. I make content on YouTube, X, and CoinMarketCap, so be sure to follow those pages. Give it a like, subscribe, follow, and comment down below any other base native coins you guys want me to cover, because I'll be covering every day a base native coin, as well as Bitcoin and Ethereum analysis. But let's get right into it. First of all, Bitcoin had a nice little pump today due to Trump actually announcing there's going to be an earth-shattering announcement soon. Let's see, it might be selling news. When it comes to my arbitrary squiggle line, I do expect still a downside portion to this month, and probably a dip down to 90k. When it comes to invalidations, if we get multiple daily closes above 97.9k, I think that lockout rally scenario will be playing out. Let's see how it goes. It'd be quite funny if it does, because it just means a lot more people are going to be priced out. Personally, I don't really care what happens, because I'm fully put into the market, and my portfolio is basically all 100% crypto right now. So let's see where it goes, because I don't really care what happens, but I just want to relay to you guys my base cases and what I think. And as of right now, this could still be just a scam pump to the upside, and could be just a lower high, then we roll down from here. And yeah, so when it comes to total coin market cap, we're still waiting for that higher low. It's still looking good. We still got that little scam pump like we did on Bitcoin, but let's just see how it goes. It could be early days for a lockout rally, but there hasn't been a confirmation yet. For liquidation heat map, we had quite a bit of liquidations. $310 million today, up 100%, so double from yesterday. And we definitely liquidated a lot of the shorts. And let's see where it goes. There is quite a liquidity getting built up at the long area at like 93k region. So let's see how that goes. For open interest, something to really note, and quite bullish in my opinion. As you can see, we tagged the previous high, but we're having a massive divergence on the open interest. It just shows there's way less leverage in the markets, which is really good to see, especially because we just had that equal high, but way lower open interest. And I think open interest is about $1.5 billion less, which is massive, really bullish, and it just shows there's more spot bidding actually propping up the markets, which is way healthier. For the long short ratio, once again, the people that are bearish are shorting the highs, and let's see if they get wrecked again, because as you guys can see, the past 4 hours, it's starting to flip very, very to the short side, and the past 1 hour is like really aggressive to the short side. So let's see where that goes. I think like we could potentially get that breakout to the upside, and the shorts getting utterly wrecked. But as always, my base case is still sometime this month that we have a higher low put in place, which would probably be the most healthiest option. But that lockout rally scenario would be quite funny to see, because a lot of the bears would have to just flip bullish because of that. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. When it comes to tweets, first tweet is by CW. The Bitcoin CVD indicator shows the purple whales buying again, and Bitcoin price is increasing again. The sell wars are existing at 98k and 100k. I want to show you this chart, because as you can see, it seems like there's been a lot of distribution amongst all the different types of whales. So as you can see, those colors are the indicators for those. But just pretty much the last 24 hours, we've actually had an uplift in the 100k to $1 million holdings, as well as the smaller holders. So it's good to see that maybe this like accumulation has just started the past 24 hours, because as you can see, it's just been a clear downtrend. Hopefully we get that higher high for the accumulation wallets, and then we can break out from there. But just something interesting to see. This information isn't too informative, but it's just cool to see that the whales, especially the 100k to $1 million holders, are actually accumulating Bitcoin once again. Next tweet is by Semka. This is about the others total coin market cap chart. So if I was to analyze that chart, I'd be concerned that it's not making any higher highs. In fact, I'd be concerned that it didn't take out the recent high. So this is a inverted chart. So the higher the price goes, the actual lower price it is. And as you can see, back in 2020, we had a deviation and a rejection, and then a massive dump to the downside, which is actually a pump in hindsight. And it looks like we're actually replaying that exact same scenario. So we've had that. We've actually had a lower high, and it's looking like the total coin market cap actually wants to roll over. Hence, meaning that we're probably gonna have a leg up soon. So if this scenario plays out just like it did back in 2020, we're gonna have a monster altcoin rally very soon. And if it was to play out, it's probably gonna start rolling over for anywhere from this month to the next 3 months or so, and it's gonna be a massive leg up to the upside, which is really good to see. This chart is actually really good to look at because it just shows you guys, look, history doesn't repeat, but it often rhymes. And I guess the only thing that's repeating is we had that rejection. We didn't technically get the rejection. Like, we didn't actually take out the high. We actually just barely, we didn't even take out the high, which shows even more weakness than the previous time. So let's see where that goes. If I was to like bet on it, it would mean this leg up would actually be more explosive than the last time. But let's see, because obviously the charts won't tell us when it actually happens, and it's just really good to see because pretty much every time this has happened, it's at least resulted in a massive breakout to the upside. Let's see where it goes on a percentage basis, but it's looking really good. And when it comes to timings, it's pretty much a result will happen in the next 3 months, which is really good. So next tweet is by Ungovernable. Looking for 98.7k to break. Weekly MACD is about to flip bullish. Weekly RSI is also bullish. Pray for our bags. So as you can see, the weekly MACD is actually flipping to the upside, and hopefully we get that green positive print for this week. And then when it comes to that, we're most likely going to probably break out, because as you can see, these moving averages are getting really tight. And as long as we get that confirmation above 98.7k, most likely we're going to head to the upside, just like we did from last time. So as you can see, we squeezed between the bands, and then once we got that break above, it had an explosive leg up to the upside. And same with here. So when it comes to that, we really want 98.7k to break. That is pretty much an invalidation for this dip scenario. So obviously my base case has always been a dip this month, but if we get a successful break above the 98.7k region, let me just clean this chart so it's easy to read. So 98.7k is about here. If we break above that and get a few daily candles above that, it's looking very bullish for Bitcoin to the upside, and most likely this whole dip scenario is invalidated. Next tweet is by Apps. So Bitcoin runs from July to November because that's what we did the last 3 times. It couldn't be that easy, right? So as you can see, it's looking like we're lining up perfectly for a massive run to the top. I guess my opinion around is I think we're probably going to top earlier. Reason being is we had the all-time high before the halving, and it just seems to me the cycle's a bit quicker than usual. I'm not saying it's broken. I'm just saying we're probably like 3 months in front of the actual cycles from previous times. So we might actually just end up topping around like the October range, which obviously I would really like. To be honest, both scenarios is great to see. But when it comes to my opinion around this, I don't think we're going to top around the November, December. I think that's probably a bit too late. But let's see where it goes. I'll relay the charts to you guys, and that's just my opinion around it. But it's just interesting to see how tight this correlation is. So the latter portion of the video is, of course, our base native coin of the day, Mr. Miggles. Mr. Miggles is a cat coin on base chain. It's a base native coin. And the mascot is actually the creator's cat that was actually created by Coinbase. So when it comes to that, Coinbase and the context around it, Coinbase made an ad of a cat, and it was called Mr. Miggles. And then someone actually made a coin around the Mr. Miggles brand, and Mr. Miggles actually bought the IP from Coinbase, which is actually pretty bullish because that just shows there is a strong connection with Mr. Miggles and Coinbase. And who knows, Coinbase might list Mr. Miggles in the future. And when it comes to that, Mr. Miggles is definitely a candidate for that, purely on the basis of that they have prior connections by purchasing the IP of Coinbase, but is also a base native coin on base chain, and it's pretty much one of the OG coins on base chains. So very good chances Mr. Miggles does get a Coinbase listing, but of course none of this financial advice. This is just my opinion, and personally I think it has decent chances, but don't bet me on that because obviously there's chances that it can't get listed. But when it comes to just prior coins that have been listed in the past, the checklist is generally if it's OG, if it got TGE'd last year, if it's base native, and the team is actually solid and not a dickhead team. So that's all you need really to get listed, it seems, to get listed on Coinbase. But yeah, that's how it goes. When it comes to actual charts, and the charts is what we're actually being shown and what we should actually be looking at, First thing to note of, we actually have a really strong 3-day bullish divergence here. So as you can see, we had that print of the lower lows the last month or so, and we had a higher low on the 3-day RSI, which is really good. It just shows there is selling exhaustion, and the MIGGLES will probably most likely head to the upside because there's less sellers pushing the price down. And when it comes to the 1-day RSI, we're actually still seeing that bullish RSI as well. So on both time frames, it's pretty good to see because it just shows this clear selling exhaustion on both time frames. And the 3-day RSI is a much higher time frame to look at, and the higher time frames are consistently more accurate because of that. When it comes to weekly, we can't really show the weekly because there isn't enough data. The chart isn't old enough, so I'm not going to look at the weekly. But 3 days is probably the best one to look at, and it's just a clear bullish divergence to me. And it's looking like it's actually wanting to squeeze. So the most bullish scenario is this RSI actually squeezing to the upside and breaking out from there and having a retest. And of course, when it comes to price, it looks like we're in a clear accumulation range here. And for our line in the sand, where Mr. MIGGLES will probably break out and probably do at least like a 3 to 5x from here, we want to see that break above the accumulation range, a nice little retest, and most likely from there, the resistance is air until the 8-cent region, and then probably all-time high 15-cent region. So when it comes to that, we definitely want to see a breakout above the accumulation range and a nice little retest, and Mr. MIGGLES is looking really strong. But nonetheless, there is a lot of selling exhaustion right now, and when it comes to accumulation, I would definitely be accumulating around these levels because risk to reward is pretty clear that the pretty much the low that you don't want to break is below the 2-cent region. If we break below, it's looking quite bearish because this is just a clear accumulation range and you don't want to be breaking below. But nonetheless, it's looking quite strong right now, and most likely Mr. MIGGLES does break to the upside. It's just a matter of time, especially because we got that nice little bullish divergence on the 3-day RSI, which can take time to play out. But it's looking really good. Mr. MIGGLES is looking really strong. And pretty much like a lot of the other charts I've shown on the base chain, like all the charts are looking like they want to break out. It's just a matter of time, and we probably end up breaking it out probably end of May/June. So we'll see where that goes, but looking really good. I'm actually accumulating Mr. MIGGLES at these prices here. Obviously, don't copy me, none of his financial advice, but Mr. MIGGLES is looking like a strong contender to get listed on Coinbase. But that's all to the video, guys. If you guys like the video, like, subscribe. Comment down below if you guys want me to cover any other base native coins. And thank you for watching. Peace.